Hi everybody. Just gonna give people a chance to hop on. Hopefully everything sounds okay. And if you hear any noises, we're under a thunderstorm warning or watch, but we just had major hail and it sounded terrible, but I think it might be done hailing now. Holy buckets. Gotta love Minnesota weather. So if you happen to see, if you happen to hear anything going in noise in the background, we have a weather radio in the other room up here, and it's gone off like 4 times since I've been up here getting ready for the live today. And it is really raining really hard, and I'm upstairs, so you might be hearing some rain, some thunder. We just finished with some very huge hail. I did take a couple pictures quick and did a little video, but it was probably golf ball size, and it was a lot. So yeah, welcome everybody. Hello, hello. This is my third Thursday of the month live. I'm going to start going live twice a month, the first Thursday and the third Thursday of the month. And it's going to be mostly me showing you tips, techniques, fun folds, different ways to make cards. And then I'm hoping in a while that I will start doing a mystery card stamp along. And I don't know if you've ever participated in a mystery card stamp along, but they are a lot of fun. And basically what it is the beginning of the week. So like, let's say Monday, I post the clue number 1, and then that clue number 1 is basically the supplies you'll need, the sizes and the dimensions of certain things to have ready. And then when I go live on a Thursday at 4 o'clock, then I will release clue number 2. And then while we're doing this, we'll release all the clues and we will stamp together and make a card together, but you have no idea what kind of card you're going to make. So that's something that's new that's going to be coming up. If you're here, I would love to hear from you. Let's see if you're here, say hello so I know if I'm talking to anybody or if I'm here by myself. And if I'm here by myself, that's okay, because you can always catch it later on YouTube. So if you don't know me, my name is Alicia. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I live in St. Paul, Minnesota. I just got done telling everybody about the weather and the hail coming down, so if you hear any strange noises, we are having a thunderstorm right now. So today what I would like to show you is a 6x6 one-sheet wonder. Now, a one-sheet wonder isn't anything new, but with the new catalog and all the new designer series paper, I thought, how fun would it be to do a 6x6 one-sheet wonder with the new designer series paper, because with a one-sheet wonder, you are able to use that entire sheet of paper without any waste. And because, I mean, come on, that paper is gorgeous and beautiful, and we don't want to waste any of it. We want to get all our money's worth. So I'm going to show you how to take a 6x6 sheet of designer series paper to make 6 cards. So basically what I'm going to show you today is how to cut the paper, how to cut the mats, and then I'll show you the cards that I have put together, and we can decorate some of them. So if you are here, well, hello Melissa, hello Paul. Thank you so much for joining. If you have your paper trimmer handy and a piece of designer series paper, please feel free to cut along. So I'm going to switch over here so you can see me and my desktop. So here are my diagrams. This is for the 6x6. This is for the cardstock, because I like to have mats when I'm making my card. I just think it adds a whole, makes it finished, adds another dimension. And today I'm going to be using the Butterfly Kisses designer series paper, which I am totally in love with. So like I said, if you have a piece of paper, you're more than welcome. I will read off the measurements as I go. And so let's get started. So here I have my 6x6 Butterfly Kisses paper. The colors in here are Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, and Parakeet Party. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of 6x6 paper and I'm going to turn it and I'm going to cut it at 3. Hi Debbie, how are you? Are you surviving the hail? I don't know if anybody else is experiencing the storm like we're experiencing on the east side of St. Paul, but holy buckets, that was some hail. So the first cut we're going to do after we cut our piece of Designer Series paper in half at 3, our first cut is going to be 2x3. Okay? So we're going to cut 2x3 and we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to cut, our next cut is going to be 3x3, and then you're left with one strip of 1-inch paper and you're going to cut that 1 by 1 by 1. So you have 3 pieces of paper. So we're going to have this, so we're up to 3 cards right now with mats. So we have those cut. So how's everybody's week going so far? Mine's been going pretty good. It's going really fast. So we're going to take our next half, the other half of our now 3x3, and our first cut is going to be at 2 1/4. And we're going to turn that and we're going to cut it at 1 1/2. Okay. Then our next cut is going to be at 1 inch. And we're going to turn it and we're going to cut it at 1 1/2. And we're going to do another, take our paper, we're going to cut another one at 1 inch. And we are going to turn it and we're going to cut it at 1 1/2. Oh no, Debbie, I'm just reading the chat. Her tabletop has broken tiles. My friend and neighbor Debbie has a beautiful patio table on her deck, and it's like a ceramic tile. It almost looks like slate. It is gorgeous, and I am so sad to hear that that has broken tiles. Oh no, Melissa says, not sure if anything is broken here, but that was some big hail. Yeah, it was huge. I did get a couple pictures. I did take a couple videos, and my car and Paul's car sits outside because our garage is too small for cars. So I am wondering what kind of hail damage we'll have. Okay, so we have our last piece, and that should not need any cutting, and that should be a 1 3/4 by 3. So here we have, for our diagram, we can line these up so we can see we have all of our pieces that we just cut for our cards. This and this and this and this. So here's a card. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards that we are going to make with this. But I would like to have them matted. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my other diagram that I have, and this is going to be a piece, and I will have this diagram available on my blog and on Facebook. I will post that after this live so that you can have all the measurements. And then what you'd need is, you could just take a piece of your 8 1/2 and 11 and just cut your sizes, but I thought it's nice when you're doing this all together at one time to have all the measurements ready to go, so you have all your cards ready to go if you're going to be making 6 of them in a row. So I have a piece of Calypso Coral cardstock, and this is 7 by 7 1/4. So you want to take your paper trimmer again, and let's get this so I can see it. Oh, my mom just says, yikes, I'm late. Yeah, Mom, you missed us talking all about the hailstorm we just had. Okay, so here's my 7 by 7 1/4 piece of Calypso Coral cardstock. Okay, so when you're cutting your paper, if you have your paper trimmer, you do have an arm that comes out, so you can measure, but I've already cut this. So this right here is 7 1/4. This is by 7. So what I would like to do is, we've already cut this, so I'm going to close the arm on my paper trimmer. And we are going to, first, like I did on the first sheet, we are going to make our first cut. And that first, like in the 6x6, I took the paper, I turned it, and I cut it at 3x3. So now what you want to do is you want to cut on the 3.5 on the 7 1/4 inch side. So you're going to take your, this is my 7 1/4 inch side here at the top, and you're going to line it up at 3.5, and you're going to make your first cut. So your 3.5 inch piece is the bottom part of your diagram. So we're going to set that aside because I'm going to work down from top to bottom. So then you want to take your 3 3/4 inch piece and you want to start your cuts. So you're going to start at 2 1/4. And now we are going to have a little bit of waste with the cardstock, but not very much. And then you're going to take it and you're going to turn it and you're going to cut at 3 1/4. So this will be your mat for your first cut from your designer series paper. And then your next one is going to be 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And now I am not a math genius, and I know that Melissa is, so I'm sure there's probably an easier way to figure this all out, but for my brain this works. Okay, so I am going to take my next one that will be 1 1/4. So you want to cut it at 1 1/4, and then remember you want 3 squares to go with your 1 inch paper. So you're going to go 1 1/4, 1 1/4, and your last one is 1 1/4. So now you're going to have perfect mats for your designer series paper for your first section of your DSP. So now you're going to take that second piece that you had that was the 3 3/4, and now we are going to cut the bottom half of our diagram. So these are going to be 2 1/2 by 1 3/4. So you're going to go to 2 1/2 and you're going to cut, and you're going to turn your paper and you're going to cut at 1 3/4. And then you're going to take the rest of your cardstock and you're going to go 1 1/4, and then turn it and cut at 1 3/4. And you're going to do that again, and you're going to go at 1 1/4. Oh, Melissa, yeah, you just have to do what works for you. And trust me, I did a bunch of different ways that did not work, and this is the one that worked. So this is the one we're going with. Okay, so excuse me if you just hear my phone dinging in the background. I forgot to turn it off. So then that's a 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. Okay, and then our last piece is going to be 2 inches by 3 1/4. And there you have it. That didn't take any time at all. So now you have 6 mats out of cardstock. Well, more than that, but for 6 cards. So we're going to take our designer series paper and we're going to put them together. So here you have perfect mats for your designer series paper. And I just love how this works out. I've done one sheet wonders before, but I've never done them with coordinating cardstock before. So here we have these, and these all match up, and it all gives you the perfect measurements for your 6 cards. And you could make more cards because obviously there's more here, but for the layouts that I chose, it comes out to 6 cards. So we have all of this ready to go. And here's that one. And we have this one. Okay. So I'm glad it's finally quieted down around here. I don't hear any more weather radios going off. I don't hear any more hail. So I think I'm safe to say, I shouldn't even say it. I'm not going to say it. I hope the power doesn't go out. Okay, so here we have our mats for our cards, all cut with 2 pieces of paper, and you have a little bit of waste from your cardstock, but no waste from your designer series paper. So what I did then is I'm going to move these aside, and I made 6 cards. And now these are the layouts that I chose to do. So this is your first one. This is the first cut we made. And then I used the Calypso Coral, a sheet of basic white, and then I used the Fresh Freesia to bring out the Fresh Freesia in the butterflies on the designer series paper. So I did use the Best Butterfly stamp set, which is part of the Butterfly Kisses suite. So that's our first card, and then I used the Fresh Freesia ribbon. This is the second cut we had with that 3.5 by 3.5 piece, and I don't know, it's probably hard to see with my lighting, isn't very good. But this one says Birthday Wishes. And then I have the next one with the squares. Remember those 3 1-inch squares? This one I used the Fresh Freesia ribbon underneath, and then I stamped All the Love over here. Maybe you can see better down here. Is that a little bit better? Yeah, I'm going to have to do something about my lighting. Okay, and then the next one that we cut was the this was our fourth cut that we made, and this one I put Sending Good Vibes, and then I used those 2 mats, one on top of each other. And this was our fourth cut. These are now reversed. And so I took those 4 mats and I just made it like a type of square on the top. And then this one is my the last and final cut. This was your 6th cut. And then I just put So Glad You Exist. I put some ribbon here. So now, in my mind, these cards are ready to go. All you have to do is take your basic white mat that you cut at 5 1/4 by 4 and adhere it to the inside of your card. Stamp whatever you'd like on the inside, and you're good to go. Now, if you'd like, you could step it up and, oh, thanks, Melissa, and you can decorate them. So I did pull in today, and I cut out of the Butterfly Kisses suite, you know, it has the stamp set and the dies. And I then cut parts and pieces out to decorate the fronts of the card. So this one I thought I cut with Fresh Freesia. This is one of the dies. I thought we could put this one on this card. Okay, I have them out of order now. I had this all set up. Okay, let's see what I did here. Nope, this one we want on this card. I put this one on this card, and we'll use dimensionals to adhere that. And then we'll put this, I put this one, I cut out a Calypso Coral, and we can just put here. And then with the squares, what I would like to do is I'm going to stamp right on that. So we'll save that to the last. And then here we have, I took the Parakeet Party, and I thought we could put one here, and the Fresh Freesia one here. And now you don't have to do this at all, but if you want to just add a little bit more to your cards, by all means you can. They're perfectly fine this way. And then I am going to take, now these I stamped on basic white and cut with the dies, and Fresh Freesia and Calypso Coral. And then I did Parakeet Party body, and I thought that would look really cute in the middle of, well, they're not squares, in the rectangles. And then this last one here, I did the same thing, but kind of a reverse color. I did Parakeet Party here, and Calypso Coral for the bottom part of the wings, and then did the Fresh Freesia body. So there you have your colors, your cards all decorated and ready to go. So this is nice. I mean, if you wanted, you could just keep this in your stash and you could pull out as you need. I don't know about you, but I have a bucket of extra dies that I have cut out, that like I cut out too many, or that didn't look right on this card, and you know, pull them out, then you can decorate your card if you'd like to. But what I thought would be fun, since we used dies on all these, was that I could show you that right here on the front of this card, we're going to stamp one of the butterflies right on this card, and we are going to use Parakeet Party and Fresh Freesia. Okay, let me look for my Fresh Freesia. Here we go. So I have the stamps from the stamp set, and first we are going to stamp in Fresh Freesia. So I'm assuming everybody can hear me okay this time around. I know my very first live did not go so well with the sound, so I'm hoping that it is all going well. I haven't heard, oh, Melissa said she loves the colors in this suite too. I really do too, because it's a mix of the colors. That's what I really like, the new in colors. And so let's do the bottom of our butterfly down here. And what I like about these stamps is that when you stamp it, it makes your little design right in there. And then we're going to do Parakeet Party. Yeah, the ink colors sometimes are a tongue twister for me. So, but here we're going to do Parakeet Party. And let's turn this guy around like this. And you might get the top of my head and you see all my gray hairs. And we're going to line it up. And we're going to stamp just like that. Now what I did was I pre-stamped the body in Calypso Coral and cut them out for time's sake. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here with dimensionals. So we can go ahead and pop our little butterfly body. So we have a stamped image down flat on our cardstock, and then we have a little pop. And we already have our ribbon. So there you go. We have that. Isn't that cute? I just love these butterflies. I just love that. Okay, and then we're going to take, and I took that Fresh Freesia and I ran, instead of making a bow, I decided to run it underneath the squares as like a border. And then I'm going to take my tool and we're going to take these super cute fun flower resin shapes and we're going to put some on here. Let's see, what color should we do? Let's see. Maybe we'll do, let's do Parakeet. Okay, so we got these cute flowers. Oh yeah, my husband said, it sounds very good. My volume's at 35%, so that's good to hear. And I am trying to talk just a little bit louder. So let's start up here, since we have some white space up here. So we're going to put one there. And yeah, I always like to go in threes, and I kind of like to make a little bit of a triangle. Kind of draws the person's eye towards your focal point. And we are going to take, I was going to use another big one, but I think I'm going to use another little one. And let's just kind of go over here. So there you have it. There you have 6 cards using your 2 sheets of One Sheet Wonder. And the other ones are all ready to go. And here's this one. So what do you guys think of the One Sheet Wonder? I really like a One Sheet Wonder. You can do, there's so many different ways to cut the paper. There's so many different diagrams to follow. If you would like to look for different ones, I go on Pinterest and just type in Stampin' Up! One Sheet Wonder. And the possibilities are endless. I just love it. And so you can do them with a 12 by 12 piece of paper as well. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad that the storm did this little thing before we started. So the next time that I will be going live will be the first Thursday in June. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I can't wait to see you guys next month. Talk to you later. Bye now.